We made it! Hey guys, it is so great to be here at the top of the mountain. Now, we know that this mountain, hate to break it to you, isn't actually real. But the mountain that is real, that is like really real, is the mountain of holiness. The mountain that we know Pier Giorgio Frassati went up. The mountain that we get to by the mountain of the Beatitudes and the mountain of God's commandments. Now that mountain is a great adventure to climb. And I have been so blessed to get to climb this mountain with all of you. Now, I know you haven't seen me much, and that's because I've been behind the scenes editing a lot of the videos. And maybe you remember Miss Elizabeth's video when she talked about the Assumption of Mary. And she talked about how Mary is like the Ark of the Covenant.
The Ark of the Covenant is supposed to symbolize Mary because both carried things of God.
Totus Tuus typology lesson.
Remember, the Ark of the Covenant, it contained the 10 Commandments that had been touched by the finger of God. And Mary, in her womb, she contained not just the finger of God, but his hand and his arm and his whole body. Mary had God within her. So she was the new Ark of the Covenant. We know she gave birth to Jesus. She's the mother of God, the God-bearer. Here's a big word for you, Theotokos. Can you say that? Theotokos. So, it is so fitting, it is so appropriate that we get here to the end of Totus Tuus 2020. It's this crazy Totus Tuus where we've been in our homes and maybe you've been listening to the audio reflections. I really hope you have. Maybe you've gone outside under a tree and kind of opened up and listened as you read your Bible. You've done some of the activities, you've watched the silly videos, seen all the different animals running around in Mr. Jonathan's video. And we get to all this, and what do we find at the end? Well, let me tell you. You love how it does that? I love when the Bible does that. Does it do that for you guys at home, by the way? At least you can imagine it doing that. Sometimes I just open and close the Bible over and over again just to see it do that. Anyway, what do we find at the end? At the end. Then God's temple in heaven was opened, and the ark of his covenant was seen within his temple, and there were flashes of lightning, loud noises, peals of thunder, an earthquake, and heavy hail. And a great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. Who's that woman? It's Mary, the new Ark of the Covenant. And the fifth glorious mystery we know is the crowning of Mary. We also call it the coronation of Mary, the crowning of Mary as Queen of Heaven and Earth. Now, my friend St. Therese, and I say my friend because she and I are really close, we talk a lot. My friend St. Therese, she said, I would rather think of Mary as mother than queen. And what she meant by that is sometimes when we think of Mary as queen, we think of her as like way up there and we're way down here. And it's like if you walk into a castle and the king and queen are just kind of up on their thrones and we're so far apart and we can hardly even talk. But we know that Mary isn't that kind of queen. Mary is first and foremost a mother. She loves us. Sometimes our moms, they see us at the worst. They changed our diapers when we were babies. At least hopefully just when we were babies. They sometimes will wipe the smudge off our cheeks with their own saliva. Now, our moms, they love us no matter what. And so Mary, even though she's queen, she's our mother. She's close to us. She wants to be involved in everything we do in our lives. And, I kind of think about it. Sometimes, I always keep my rosary in my pocket. And you can kind of see it's a little tangled up. I'm not always the most orderly person. And sometimes it gets tangled up with like my keys or things like that. And what I think is funny is that the rosary, which, is the mysteries of the life of Jesus and Mary, it gets all tangled up with the things of my life. But I think that's kind of cool because I want the life of Jesus and Mary to be all tangled up with my life. I want Jesus and Mary to be involved when I'm walking down the street I don't think people walk down the street much anymore. But anyway, when I'm talking to my friends, when I'm in my car, when I'm going to Chick-fil-A, whatever. I want Jesus and Mary to be there along with me. And the way that I take them with me is I pray the rosary. Now, I don't pray the rosary while I'm eating Chick-fil-A, but maybe I pray it on the way. And then I say, all right, Jesus, Mary, I want you to show your love to the people around me. I want to know your love as I'm sitting here eating my sandwich, as I'm talking to my friends. So the rosary helps us kind of get our lives tangled up with the life of Jesus and Mary. And since Mary is our mother, she's involved in everything. Even when we do bad things, Mary's there saying, hey, come back, come say sorry to Jesus, come receive his love and his mercy. So she's our mother. But it is important that we remember that Mary is our queen. Mary reached the heights, not on her own. Remember, Miss Elizabeth told us this. She said that Jesus is God and Mary isn't. And so that's why Jesus ascended into heaven, but Mary was assumed into heaven. Mary was taken up by her son, Jesus. So when we think about Jesus and Mary, we realize that Mary, she's there in the heights because she had such a great love for Jesus and because she was so close to him. And she is in the heights of the heights, right? If all of us are called to go up to the heights like Pier Giorgio Frassati and St. Therese and all our favorite saints, well, we all know who's going to be at the tippy top? It's Mary, the queen, the mother. But that doesn't mean she's far away from us. What it means is she is so powerful and she is interceding for us. What does interceding mean? Well, it means that you're asking for something for another person. You know, if your little brother thinks that he's going to get in trouble for taking cookies, he might send you into the kitchen to say, hey, Mom, can we have some cookies? You know, it just kind of depends. But Mary, right, she's asking for those divine cookies, for those graces for every one of us, because she is the queen. So this is the end. I mean, it's not the end, but this is the end of Totus Tuus 2020. Now, the great thing is all these videos are on the YouTube for, ever, and you can go back and look at them, and you can do all the activities over and over again, and you can listen to the audio meditations and all those great things. So this isn't really the end, but this is the last video. So what I want all of you to know is that you are loved by Jesus, and he is so proud. He is so happy that you have gone on this journey, on this adventure with us. And as we go forward, who knows what's going to happen? Nobody could have predicted that this would happen. Well, I guess some epidemiologists could have predicted. But anyway, who knows what's going to happen in the next few days, months, years. But one thing we do know is that Mary is our queen and our mother. And she loves us. And she has gotten to the heights. And we can go with her through her love, through her prayers, through her intercession. As long as we keep following the Beatitudes and the commandments, as long as we keep praying our rosary, going to the Bible to pray, remember the Bible? Bling! Anyway, Mary's going to be there. And she's only going to bring us closer to her son, Jesus. So thanks, guys. It's been really great. I will continue to pray for every one of you, and I hope to see you next summer at Totus Tuus.
Oh, oh.